Hey, Coach Abel here, along with Coach Weiss of the Able Body Experts, and we're going to talk a little Coach 'em Up session here. We're going to talk again about diet strategy. One of the mistakes I see made by amateurs who think they know how to get people in contest shape or photo shoot shape is what I call forecasting. And this Coach 'em Up is based on an email I actually got from a person who was trying to peak somebody for a photo shoot. And basically what he was saying was, okay, well, he took away his spike day, or what we call cheat days, thinking he was following the cycle diet. And then he said now 2 weeks from the photo shoot was 6 weeks away. So 2 weeks from that, he was going to cut the carbs by 10%. And then 2 weeks from that, he was going to cut the carbs by 20%, given this 6-week window he had. And he asked me what I thought. And I said, that's one of the classic mistakes of trying to coach people into shape, is what I call forecasting. You can't forecast how and when somebody's body is going to respond to protocol. You initiate the protocol, and it's a stimulus response. You give them the stimulus, you see how the body responds, and then you make the decision. You don't forecast what you're going to do down the road. Yet even at the professional level, this is what happens, and we see it all the time. Coach, you experience with forecasting?
Yeah, it brings me back to a point where I was talking to a figure competitor, and she was talking to me about her former coach. And when they started their pre-contest diet, he basically would tell her what she was going to weigh on stage, and
that's forecast.
16 weeks away.
Yes. And then, of course, they start shooting for a certain weight at a certain time, which is just as mistaken.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And along with the program, well, it was like you were saying. This week is when we cut this much carbohydrate, and from this weekend, you can't eat any more starchy carbs or whatever, right? All of it's being based on a timeline that's not based on biofeedback.
Yeah, it's not even paying attention to what the person's body is actually doing. So, you know, again, stepping on the scale doesn't tell you how much is fat, muscle, or water. It just screams a number at you.
Yeah.
So, if you have a coach who thinks the scale is meaningful to your approach beyond being a tool, then he's probably forecasting, which means he's not very good at what he does. No offense to anybody out there, but you need to learn about biofeedback. Everybody's body will respond to a stimulus at a different time and in a different place, and even year to year. Your body in your next show you're not going to do the same things calorically in your next show that you did in your last show.
No.
Because your body will be responding differently.
Yeah, you're basically making those decisions, or if you have a coach that's making those decisions for you, you're making those decisions on a day-to-day, a week-to-week basis, based on what you're seeing in the mirror more so than what you're seeing on the scale.
Learning how to assess biofeedback, what it is, what it means, not forecasting. Forecasting is about external cues, and that's a huge mistake when you're trying to get buff or get someone ready to peak their physiques. Then a Coach 'em Up from the Able Body Experts.